Hello and welcome to the Think Share. My name's Zach. I'm here to bring to what I've been thinking about, sharing about, talking about, listening to, reading about that doesn't belong in math class to make you the goodest version of yourself. Today, the message I wanted to bring to you is about taking things personally. So, I think day to day we have these moments where we're talking with other people, we're being around other people, and we have a tough experience with them. They get mad at us, something bad happens, they're upset with us, and there's not really a whole lot we can do about it. And a lot of times we think to ourselves, "Oh my goodness, what have I done? Um, what have I done to like make this person angry?" And all the time, it's like we are nervous that we've caused this, and at the same time, it's like we're sad that this has happened, and sometimes we're angry, sometimes we get mad right back at them, sometimes we get sad. I tend to be one that usually gets a bit more sad rather than angry back at them. I'd say my second most common emotion is getting angry back at them. How's it going, Blake? You can only stay on for a few minutes. Hey, I'm not going to be here for long either. But I think the best thing that we can do when people get angry at us is to, as the title says, not take it personally. So if you find a moment where someone is getting in your face, they're mad at you or whatever, if you can think of it almost like, think of it like a child not getting their way. It's not that they're really mad at you, it's just they're mad in general. It's like, if you ever played that game, what's it called, Minesweepers, where you're clicking all the little squares, and then you click one and all of a sudden it blows up. It's sort of like a lot of people are sort of like that. It doesn't take much to say something to them, and all of a sudden they're just pissed at you. So if you were to consider most of the time that people get upset with you is usually because they're just kind of they're almost like a landmine. It's like if you walk through them, if you talk to them, and you say something not 100% positive, and it could be something normal like asking them to do something, it might not turn out so great. And what we can do is we can either react emotionally, and it could be like it could be, like I said, sad, mad, sorry. It could be freaked out. It could be a lot of different things. It could be like disturbed or outraged or whatever. Or if we're to just treat them sort of like, "Oh, you're blowing up. Gee, why are you blowing up? Like, why are you acting like a landmine right now that I've just stepped on by accident?" And if we can relate to it like that, we have the opportunity to, one, hopefully make it a better opportunity for them. Thanks, Blake. Nothing is personal. It's so true, Nick. How's it going, Ashim? Have a good night, Scooter. So yeah, I think there are a couple moments today with different people where, including yesterday, and one of the moments was, I talked about this. By the way, if any of you guys like podcasts, I've been making 1 to sometimes 2 daily podcasts on Anchor FM. It's at Zach's ThinkShare, so you can also find it on Apple iTunes. And I talked about this. I was driving along. I was talking to my friend on speakerphone, and there was this, like, I was about to turn right into this plaza, and there was a crosswalk, and I had a red light, but we can turn right on red. And the person was coming across the crosswalk. I wasn't crossing over it. I just turned in a little bit, so I was maybe like a foot or two away from the crosswalk. And this lady, she was like halfway across, and like I could have easily crossed in and gone past them without hurting anyone. I guess it would technically be breaking the law, but it wouldn't have really been a problem. But I waited there, and how's it going? Who's that? Josh. Hi, Josh. So I just waited for this lady to cross, and she starts yelling at me as she's on the crosswalk, and I'm really glad I just had this experience. Like, oh man, I wonder what happened to her today that she's just so mad at somebody that's getting, and if I can take myself out of the equation, like almost just looking at her and like almost feeling sorry for her and asking myself, gee, I wonder what's going on in her day. And I said in the podcast that I really wish I had gotten a chance to apologize to her and just find out what was going on with their day. I think I just thought about a half an hour later, I was like, gee, if I died like 30 minutes after that happened, I would just, looking back on it, like from the grave, I would just be sad that that's how I'd left the planet, is like 30 minutes before my life was over, I'd pissed someone off. And part of it I know wasn't me. She was probably just like a landmine waiting to happen. But at the same time, like, it would just been nice if I could have turned a foe into a friend. I think Gary Vaynerchuk's really good at turning people from foes to friends and really listening to him. And when he gets chirped out on Twitter or something, or Instagram, people calling him a fake motivational speaker, all the time he goes in and tries to change their mind. Hey buddy, how's your weekend going? See, my weekend. So last night Friday night was date night for me and Alyssa. It was pretty awesome. I talked about it on last night's live stream. Tonight was the second showing. There was a school play. They did Arsenic and Old Lace, and it was a really awesome comedy, so I'm glad that I had that. Night, Nicholas. And today, so kind of funny. I'm gonna have to turn the camera here. So I don't know if you can see what's going on in the background there, but that up there is what I worked on a lot of today. So I can't really zoom in, but if you've ever seen Silicon Valley, it's this HBO show where they're working on a bunch of tech startups. Your right anger's extension. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, I imagine I know you've talked about things like that before. I imagine you'd be a master at not taking it personally. Oh, sorry, Bubby. My ceiling is up. That's up. But this is one of the things I was working on today. So if you've ever seen Silicon Valley, it's a show about a tech startup it's kind of a funny experience that they go through. And all the time, whenever they have huge projects they're working on, so they're building new internet, which is a I don't really understand what it means, but they're building something awesome. There's like 50 employees. When they're doing a code sprint, when they do like just a ton of coding in a very short period of time, what they do is they put like a whiteboard up or some kind of bulletin board. They just put a ton of sticky notes on it of all the little tasks that need to get done. So this right here is how we're going to be prioritizing and getting done a bunch of the tasks that we need to get done for our house. So these are all little things for the second floor, and above the tape here, that's for the third floor. So if we look closely, like right one, it says second floor, $60, refinished sconces, new glass ×3, 4 hours. This one says, so the way I've done it is from this side over to this side is the amount of money that it will cost. So these things cost nothing. It's like cleaning or just stuff that we can do with materials we already have, to things that we need to buy. Most expensive is the electrician would have to pay like $500 to do something. And from here down is time. So these are like hour to 3 to 4 hour tasks. These are like 8 to 12 hour to 16 hour tasks. So to answer your question, how the day's been going, I was really working on this a lot and trying to get organized so that the idea is you can just take one sticky note off, go do it, and then put it on this side. So it helps us organize when you have one giant task to do. This is kind of what we do. So that's about all I got for today. Thank you for the one person that's still on there. What's your comment? I think that was it. I had a fun time. I jumped in on a bunch of live streams today, and it was fun finding some of the other YouTuber friends that have been making that do live streams. One of them is on right now, called Puja Studios. So if you're interested in checking them out, they're live right now, PUSA Studios, and tell them that ThinkShare sent you over as he was going to bed. So I think they live stream like almost every day, and it's a fairly fun conversation. They're talking about travel today. So I'm out. If you like this, give it a like. If you were impacted or influenced, or you got some good advice tonight, share it with a friend. Thank you for watching. Stay weird, humans. Yay!